We're seeing clear signs that with CTV, television advertising is moving from what was the traditional brand awareness to something more performance and outcome-based, which is super exciting. Advertisers are able to now use the contextual signals and the targeting capabilities in digital to really move their customers across the funnel. We're seeing even the ability to drive in-store visits and web traffic through CTV campaigns. So it's really a brand new day, and I think we're just getting started.
Dave, wanted to know what kinds of innovations in video, creative, or delivery are having the biggest impact right now on driving measurable outcomes in streaming.
The biggest unlock is really the contextual alignment piece, which means you're able to understand the content the viewer is watching before the ad break and play an ad that has a matching emotional resonance. So you avoid that record scratch moment, right? We can imagine, right? You have a tourism ad, it's happy-go-lucky, go to the Caribbean on the beach. You don't want that ad to come out of like a dark, scary murder interrogation scene, right? You want it to come out of something that's lighter, a bit more uplifting. So that's a very powerful thing to be able to do, and we can do that now. And when we see in a study we did with T-Vision that people's attention is 2.4x, that's a significant increase when you have that alignment, right? So you avoid the record scratch, you get the natural flow of the emotional place the viewer is in, and that just pays off down the funnel with all the metrics that we can track in these campaigns, like website visits, in-store traffic, and brand awareness.
Dave, wanted to know, given the permanent fragmentation of audiences across platforms, how is Wurl helping brands scale performance campaigns with confidence?
Yeah, it's a good question, because confidence and transparency is a challenge in this space. We have access to over 110 billion monthly 30-second avails across CTV. So it is from Wurl's perspective, we are able to normalize metadata and other various content signals so that advertisers can spend with confidence across a unified layer of data across that pool of supply. And that's really important because there's a lot of suboptimal things in the space when it comes to content signals, things like genre and whatnot. And so Wurl is really a one-stop shop, and that's really important because, as you say, it is a fragmented ecosystem, and we're able to kind of corral all that supply into a manageable ecosystem for advertisers to spend against.
Dave, wanted to get your sense about contextual relevance, and where does that fit into performance marketing, particularly when we're talking about the big screen?
And it is a big screen, right? That's what makes this so exciting, right? It's not your phone. It's a giant piece of glass in the living room with a non-skippable ad. So to be able to bring contextual targeting and all the digital tools that have made digital marketing on the web and mobile into television is incredibly exciting. So that's where you're going to start to see outcomes-based results that can drive people at the bottom of the funnel, even into like in the store to buy hamburgers. It's pretty exciting.
Dave, wanted to ask you either a crystal ball question or a wish list question. You tell me your perspective there. Wanted to get a sense of what emerging formats or technologies, AI, predictive targeting, interactive creative, which do you think will push performance-based CTV even further in the next year?
I think what you're seeing already, and this is true at our company, is the ability for AI to enable this type of contextual targeting at the scene level in real time. It's simply impossible to even conceive of how you could do that without AI. So generative AI is allowing us to monitor the content in real time, pick up those signals on what's happening, and this also unlocks things like brand safety for news. So without artificial intelligence and machine learning, these type of capabilities, you simply cannot do this over video, streaming video. We're not talking about VOD here, right, where you can look at the asset in advance. We're talking about hundreds of live linear streaming ad-supported channels, and the ability to kind of understand what is on the screen in the living room before you place the ad is a total unlock, and something that is powered by AI. So that's the biggest thing that I see that's really a big move.